So today I'm going to tell you the story about Stella Liebeck and McDonald's and how we can learn something about pricing from this $2.9 million cup of coffee. So back in 1994, a lady called Stella Liebeck, as you can see on the screen here, drove up to McDonald's drive-thru with her grandson. They bought a cup of coffee and drove to the nearby parking space to put in their milk and sugar so that she could drink her coffee. As she tried to prise open the lid, this boiling hot cup of coffee went all over her lap, giving her third-degree burns. As you can imagine, it must have been such a painful process for her to undergo. She had to go to hospital. She had skin drafts and racked up over $11,000 in medical bills as a result of this traumatic experience with this cup of coffee bought for 49 cents from McDonald's. Clearly, Stella was in a bad place, and given the medical bills she racked up, she engaged a lawyer to seek compensation from McDonald's for the pain and suffering that she went through. She asked for compensation of $20,000. McDonald's came back with a buzz-off kind of go-away offer of just $800. Clearly Stella wasn't happy with this, and nor was her lawyer, S. Reed Morgan he was called. And he'd studied other precedents in this area. And he then put a case together to McDonald's, which went to court. And what happened next was simply astonishing. Following S. Reed Morgan's presentation of Stella's case to the jury during this trial, the jury awarded a phenomenal $2.9 million to Stella. Just under £200,000 of punitive damages and $2.7 million of compensatory damages for the ordeal that she went through. Now you must be wondering, how on earth did he manage to get such a high reward from the jury for this incident involving Stella with this cup of coffee that she bought for 49 cents? This award shocked the world, and behavioral economics have studied it ever since. And there are some interesting lessons taken from it that are now taught in the world of pricing psychology. So what did S. Reed Morgan do to obtain this reward? Well, what S. Reed Morgan did is use the concept of anchoring, where a number is placed in front of human beings in their short-term memory. No matter what that number is, we now know that any number that we are given immediately before making a buying decision has an impact upon our assessment of that price or whatever it is that's presented to us. And what S. Reed Morgan did when they were talking to the jury and presenting the case was to say that what Stella went through was deeply tragic. Now, it would be reasonable for McDonald's to give Stella an award amounting to just 1 or 2 days of their worldwide coffee sales. Daily coffee sales worldwide by McDonald's amounted to $1.35 million, and therefore 2 days came to that $2.7 million award that she was eventually given. You might be wondering, why on earth did he use worldwide coffee sales? Why not use coffee sales in just the United States, or just the coffee sales in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where Stella lived and went to the McDonald's? Why not just the sales of that particular branch, or even just the particular sales of coffee on that day in that particular branch? The thing is, they were going for a big number and they needed an anchor. And it goes to show that the concept of anchoring is so powerful that any number given to us prior to making a pricing decision has an impact on how we make that decision. Have you come across this concept before? Are you using it when you are pricing? Would love to hear from you and your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below.